Kent and Townie sing this song, doo-da, doo-da. Kent and corruption all day long, oh doo-da day. Much noise has been made about the way the investigators went about investigating the crime scene. From the leaf blower, to using the solo cups to collect blood evidence, to storing that blood evidence in stop and shop bags, to lack of securing the crime scene, and even the footprints that appeared in the snow. What hasn't been discussed all that much is where the blood was found. Let's listen to Lieutenant Gallagher describe how they found the blood spots to begin with.
I'm sorry, Ms. Gilman, if you could just pause it right there. And Lieutenant Gallagher, do you recognize what's up on screen?
I do.
And what do you recognize?
It's me operating the leaf blower and at the scene where John O'Keefe was discovered.
And who is operating the leaf blower in these videos?
I am.
And who, if anyone else from your department, is sort of present while this process is going on?
Detective Sergeant Lank is documenting, and Sergeant Good is also assisting.
And Ms. Gilman, thank you very much. If you could just play and run.
See, it removes the snow. I was removing the snow layer by layer. And right here, you can see it exposing the cocktail glass. You're going to see red spots appear as I remove it layer by layer. These pink spots start to turn to be dark red spots. I believe that's Exhibit 31. And it's a close-up of where Mr. O'Keefe was found. And you can see the very light pink spotting that we thought may be blood. And there was an object in the center as well, which we didn't know what it was at that time.
Subsequent, did you learn what that object was?
Yes.
What did you learn?
It was a broken clear cocktail glass. And the pink spot was frozen or coagulated blood.
So they blew a light dusting of snow from the crime scene, which revealed blood spots on top of the snow, along with the broken glass on top of the snow. I'm sure you're all getting what I'm putting down here, but let's continue anyway. All of the so-called detectives had told us during their testimony that they found multiple pieces of taillight over a period of time because it was under the snow, and it revealed itself as the snow was melting. Other witnesses testified that John was found in a snowbank. And so if this image here, which is around 20 minutes to half an hour before Karen Reid was supposed to have hit John O'Keefe, if this image here is showing us how much snow was on the ground, then John's body should have been on the grass, right? And then a snowbank would probably make sense. At least it did seem like it made sense to the jury. So if John and all the other evidence is under the snow, and this image here shows us how much snow fell over a period of 5 hours, how did John's blood and the glass get on top of the snow? Now, anyone who's made a slush puppy can tell you when you squish liquid into your ice, that liquid will seep into the ice. And so you might be thinking, if the blood was there first and then the snow fell on top of it, that the blood seeped into the snow. The problem is, this much snow fell over a period of 5 hours. You would have to assume that John's blood didn't freeze over a period of 5 hours. And I hear ya, we don't get snow here apparently. We do, but I'm just being sarcastic. So what would I know about snow? You don't have to take any notice of me. Watch this experiment.
We've had about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall throughout West Michigan, and that's a good quick hit overnight to this morning. So it's just going to be a slow go out on the roadways this morning. It'll take time for road commission crews to clean up, especially their secondary roads. And temperatures like this, road salt doesn't really work. We are sitting in the single digits, so of course we had to see if clothes will freeze. Why not? So we soaked this polo and pair of jeans 7 minutes ago. I brought these out at 6:30. Look at this. They're already pretty much solidly frozen. So we're going to keep these out here throughout the morning and see how much more solid my pair of jeans and polo gets. But 6 to 8 minutes, and these things froze.
6 to 7 minutes, eh? I don't think John's blood stayed liquefied for more than 6 or 7 minutes once it exited his body and then continued to seep through the new snow that was falling on top of it. This is plainly absurd, unless it was at the other end of the blizzard and everything was melting, but we know that isn't the case. We know the blizzard had just started setting in that morning when they found John, and it was at its peak around 9ish in the morning. And if the moisture in the air is still freezing to the point where it is dropping to the ground in snow flakes, then everything on the ground is also still freezing. I'm going to hazard a guess that those small droplets of blood would most likely have frozen within minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, before they stopped seeping into freshly fallen snow. Now, some of this could happen had the area been ploughed, but we heard from Lucky the area had not been ploughed. It may have been later in the day after the police finished clearing the crime scene, but certainly not before they got the snowblower out, right? According to Gallagher, he was at the scene an hour after Karen found John, and that's when he began doing the snowblowing stuff. I'd be interested in hearing his response had the defence asked him how he thinks it got on top of the snow when everything else he found was under the snow. This is not the only untold story regarding John's blood. I know many of you have been asking where was the other umpteen dozen litres of blood, but I didn't necessarily hear the ME say that he was missing a lot of blood. I may have missed it, correct me if I'm wrong, type the video title in the comments if you want me to go look, but I don't recall the ME saying he was missing blood. What I do recall though is the blood on his clothes. So stay tuned for another untold story regarding the blood on John O'Keefe's clothes.